Hey everyone, I'm Kayla St. Eliard with the Agency for Substance Abuse Prevention, and we're back with another podcast. Thank you so much to those that have been tuning in with us every month, and shout out to the newcomers. We're glad to have you. So today I'm going to have a very special guest. I'm very excited to have her. She has actually worked with us before. She was a part of our Hope commercial, so I'm pretty sure her face looks familiar. She's famous.
Where there is pain, there is also hope.
So I'm going to have her introduce herself and the agency that she works for, and just give us a little information about, who she is and where she's from.
Okay, how are you? How's everyone?
Good.
My name is Sharon Wallace, and I work for Ross. And I have 3 beautiful children.
Aww.
I have 3 grandchildren whom I love spending time with. I love to go to football games, gymnastics, just being with them is such a blessing. I love going to church. I love helping people and just whatever I can do to meet them at their needs.
Awesome. Now you say you work for Ross. What does Ross stand for?
Recovery Organization of Support Specialists. And what that means is it's a group of people that we're over 35, 40 counties. We're in over 35, 40 counties, and it's steady growing. We're the first ran peer organization in the state of Alabama, and it's group of over 200 people that's helping men and women on drugs and alcohol in the communities.
Oh wow,
Yes.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
So y'all work trying to get them on the path to recovery and work with those who are still in recovery.
Yes. The people that are in the community, a lot of times they don't know what to do, how to do. When Ross came about, it's been several years ago they came. They started up, and it's just helping men and women. A lot of them don't have insurance. A lot of them don't have the means to go to treatment. A lot of them just really don't know what to do. And Ross is out there to help the men and women in the community to have a chance and seek and obtain treatment. We provide transportation. We provide transportation from and to treatment. So it's just a really good organization.
That sounds like a really good organization. I'm hoping that anyone that's watching this video, if you're going through something, I'll put Ms. Wallace's information below, as well as a hotline for Ross if you need to reach out at any moment. If you're struggling, we're here. And I'll give also our agency information, because even though we are not treatment, we are prevention, and we still do have a lot of information, and we partner with Ross on a lot of things.
Great.
So tell us a little bit about your story. I'm just very excited to have you.
Okay.
And I remember the first time I had saw you over there when we were filming our Hope commercial. Your story was just so amazing, and I really can't express it enough. How just looking at you and just looking at how beautiful you are. Honestly, if I would have just saw you, I would have never known that you had even went through anything, because you really don't look like what you've been through, for sure.
Thank you.
You've come out on top, and I love to see that. So tell us a little bit about, what you went through, how you overcame that.
Well, first it's I don't look like what I went through because by the grace of God. I was brought up in the church. I grew up in the church. My mom and them kept me in church. I had a great family that made sure we had what we needed. 19, when I graduated high school, I started smoking weed. I got married at the age of 20. I got married to my high school sweetheart. Really in love. I thought that was great. So in 93, we got married. I was planning on being a nurse, going to school, and everything. And so that didn't go right. So I got married at a young age, at the age of 20. I moved to New York in 94. We had ups and our downs. We had a pretty good marriage, I thought. Well, in 96, I got divorced. I'll come back home. And that's when everything started to spiral out of control because of my divorce. It drove me to drugs because it was very traumatic. It was devastating because I felt like I failed. I felt like something that I did wrong. I didn't accomplish that. All my dreams that I had before I got married, I thought about those. I wanted to do nursing. I wanted to do a lot of things, but I went ahead and got married at a young age. Really didn't know nothing about marriage. So in the marriage, we had our ups and our downs. Um, in '96, like I said, I got divorced and I come home. I started hanging around the wrong friends. I got introduced to cocaine. I did that for about 6 years, hanging out, neglecting everything that I had, my family, my children. I was neglecting work. I couldn't keep a steady job. Couldn't hardly pay my rent. And I couldn't hardly really pay my bills. Um, in 98, I got started. In 99, maybe 2000, I got introduced to crack cocaine. And I started doing that. I started being very promiscuous. I started doing several things that I didn't normally do because of doing a new drug. And it really kept me from thinking about the heartache, the pain that I was going through. Did nobody know what I was going through or why I started drugs? Because anytime you're doing drugs, there's a core reason why you do drugs, and that was my reason. It just took me down a path that I didn't want to feel the pain. I didn't want to feel the hurt. And that was a way for me to mask my hurt, mask my pain. So I did that for about 6 months, and it felt like 20 years because it took everything from me. It took my dignity, it took my respect, it took my children away. But I was blessed to have my mom and my dad to take care of my children while I was out there acting crazy, running around. And as a woman, I was degrading myself. I was the respect I had. People would look at me and see me in a different way. They wouldn't respect me. They wouldn't acknowledge that really I was a good person, which I was a good person, but the drugs just made me feel like I was just, nobody and a loser. So, and I just really tried to mask it, and very embarrassing. Every time my mom would come around, I would hide because I didn't want her to see me. My appearance had changed. My whole outlook of life had changed. I couldn't keep a household. I had to move back with her, and it was very, very devastating. And I went through that for about 7, 8 years.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So what was the turning point for you where you were like, I can't do this anymore. I have to change my life?
The turning point for me was looking at my children. Every time I would leave, I would see them, and they were like, "Mama, where you going? Are you coming back?" And I would look at them and say, "I'll be back. I want to be back for 2 or 3 days." And my dad got sick, and I just said, "Lord, I just pray that you allow my dad to see me sober before he leave here." And he did. He saw me sober. And really the turning point was that I felt like, hey, this is enough. I really have to get myself together because it's more to life than just drugs. And it was a struggle. It was hard.
Mm-hmm.
I had good support and I had bad support as well. So in the midst of me trying to get myself together, I went to treatment in 2004. I went to treatment, stayed about 9 months. And I had to go about 300 miles away to get treatment in Nashville. And after that, 9 months later, I went home, graduated. It was around November before Thanksgiving, 2004 and 2005. Well, before Christmas, I relapsed. I went back to the same treatment center in 2005, and I stayed 8 more months. Got a good job, got my own apartment, and I've been clean and sober now for going on 16 years.
Oh wow,
Awesome.
that's amazing.
I thank God for it.
Yeah, I really I was listening to a song the other day. It's called "Good Father,"
Yes.
and he really is a
Yes,
good
yes,
father.
he is.
Cause he's a way maker,
Yes, he
man, a
is.
miracle
Awesome.
worker,
He is
and he brought you out of that.
Yes, he did.
And I'm proud of you.
Thank
And I
you.
know a lot of people probably tell you that they're proud of you, but I really am very proud of you.
Thank you.
And I really admire you so much because you're so strong.
Thank
Because
you.
so many people, they just they don't give themselves a chance.
Mm-mm.
And they think that they're just, they get, hooked on a substance and they just are like, well, this is just my life and it's just how it's going to be. But you didn't want that for yourself.
No, and it was a struggle because even though I wanted help, I didn't know how to get it. I didn't know where to go. They didn't have a lot of treatment centers and a lot of resources that we have now. It was do the drug, you do the drug, because treatment was so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really have the money. So when I was doing the drug, at that point I didn't want to stop because it helped with my pain, it helped with my heartache, it helped with everything that I was going through. And I really actually wanted to change, and I would cry out to God and say, God, you have to help me because I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go. I said, I know it's more to life than this. I know you've got more planned for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know what to do and how to do. I saw all the people I heard, my children, my family. I was doing things that I didn't really normally do as a woman, and I was just being just crazy from this place to that place, and people knew me as a drug addict. People knew me as there she is, she'll whatever you need she'll do, as far as cleaning or whatever. I mean, that wasn't me. I was doing things that wasn't me.
Yeah.
And I said, God, you're gonna have to help me because I don't know which way to go. I don't know which way to turn. And I think the turning point was I was sitting on the porch one morning because my family had been looking for me all night, and I was sitting on the porch and my mom said, you're gonna have to go. I can't do this anymore. You're gonna have to get yourself together. And she had 3 of my children.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank God for her because she took care of my kids, her and my dad. And I just thank her for that. And most of all, I thank God because He have made me look like I haven't done a thing in my life. But I told God, if He deliver me, I will help whoever I can. I will help people that's on drugs and alcohol. I will help with treatment. I will do whatever He wants me to do. And I'm here.
Yeah.
Helping men and women to have a better chance at life.
That's amazing. The work you do is so amazing. So how do you, are there like any coping mechanisms that you do to continue to stay on this path? Because it's been 16 years.
Yeah.
And I know there's no turning back. There's no turning back.
No.
But like, I've heard, people that are in recovery say it's just still a daily, like I just take it day by day.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of things do you like focus on or hone in on just to make sure that you stay on this path and you don't go back?
I focus on God for one. Mm-hmm. My pathway to recovery is church. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have different pathways to recovery. NA, AA, Celebrate Recovery, all those things are great. Whatever your pathway to recovery is great. But mine is church. I have to stay engaged in church. I have to keep positive music in my ears. I have to stay around positive people. I love spending time with my children, going to football games, gymnastics. I engage in actually just staying busy doing something, helping people, feeding people, homeless people, helping people with what they need. I have to engage myself in a lot of things positive to keep me on the straight path because it is a struggle every day. I'm not perfect. I'm not there yet. I have not arrived. I'm still trying to make it like everybody else that's suffering from a substance use disorder. And I tell them all, you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. And it's just one day at a time, one step at a time.
Yeah. And I feel like taking the most important step is just recognizing that you want to do better.
Right.
Because I've just learned in my experience, you can try and help someone all day, but if they don't want it for themselves,
that's right,
it's not really going to happen. So it takes having that good support, but also supporting yourself.
That's right.
And that goes hand in hand. And yeah, that's amazing.
That's right. Because you got to feel good about yourself. I didn't love myself, period. I just thought I was a lost cause. I just, I didn't really feel that I was worth anything. And I really had to feel good about myself and love me and know who Sharon is.
Video, hears your story, and decides, I don't want this for myself anymore, and chooses you to be a role model. Because, like, I want to be like that lady. I hope somebody looks and like, I want to be like that lady. She's awesome. She's doing her thing out here. So, like I said, I'm gonna leave your contact information at the bottom.
Okay.
So if there's anybody that does need advice or just help in the right direction, they can reach out to you,
Yes,
or
ma'am.
just Ross in general, just to get to take that next step.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, but I want to remind everyone about our Hope campaign. Hold on, pain ends. You are not your situation. You can get out of whatever situation you are in. Just take that step and just want it for yourself. If you need any information or have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at 256-831-4436, or follow us on any of our social media or on our website at asapreb.com. Thank you so much.